I am a wildlife and landscape photographer. I've been using Olympus OM system equipment since summer 2018, and there's a story behind that. I went to the photography show. I was a full-frame shooter at the time. Get my photos of quite a lot of the national papers. I worked for the magazines, I worked for the National Trust. So I met the people at Olympus, I met Claire, and was just interested in the system, but in a slightly superior full-frame sort of way. And Claire offered me a pro loan, and she said something just before I left the stand after a chat. And she said, you're going to have the system for 6 weeks, and after that time you're not going to be able to put it down. So the system arrived a few weeks later, and actually the first 6 weeks I thought it was a nightmare. I had no idea what was going on, didn't understand the menu system, it just didn't get it. And then at that crucial 6-week point, something clicked. And I started getting extraordinary shots in my garden, goldfinches fighting that got in the national papers. And what was it? A combination of lightness, of incredible image stabilization, so I could do landscape shots with low ISO in near darkness. The mad pro capture thing that meant I would never miss the takeoff of a bird and later butterfly again. The shooting 60 frames per second raw, all of these were just game changers for me. And even back then, I do want to say there is this snobbery in the full frame world, oh, high ISO, oh, the quality of the files. I actually thought the high ISO on the EM1 Mark II I had, then the EM1 Mark III, then the EM1X, and we'll talk about the OM-1 later, was pretty damn good and cleaned up pretty damn well. So as all this was going on, I was not feeling physically very well. And if you remember, 2018 was a hot summer, very late summer, and I got diagnosed with bowel cancer, which was tough. I was waiting for surgery, I didn't have much energy, and all I could do was sit in my garden. And as I sat in my garden, I was looking at all these butterflies, the commas and the painted ladies and the red admirals and the whites. And I thought, well, no one's really photographed butterflies in flight before. Could I adapt this system and work with it? And so using a combination of pro capture and studying of behavior, I started to get photographs of butterflies in flight and then action sequences of butterflies in flight. And it made me feel good. It got a lot of professional response in media, and it was a distraction before my operation. You might be looking at me going, well, you sound all right, and that's because I am all right, because I had surgery, I had chemo, and I'm currently all clear. But that was a very powerful summer for me, because there was something fragile about the butterflies, fragile about my future. But this system suddenly woke something up in my heart. The Japanese do talk about the ghost in the machine. I think there is something about Olympus cameras. I really feel it, it's quite personal, that they want you to take good pictures, and they're going to do everything they can to help you to that end. So from that point in 2018, I have never looked back. It's small, it's light, it's portable, you see what you get, that really, really helps. And it's crazy fast. And if you think 60 frames per second was good, the OM-1 does 120 frames per second raw. That's bonkers. I don't think there's a camera that does faster as that full-size raw. So yeah, I think I'm slightly in love with the system. And this was all coinciding with the time that the OM-1 was due to start coming out. So having signed my NDAs, I got hold of 2 bodies on loan very early and was able to start trying them out. So I only can speak about my experience, which is I've had files that I've used and have been published at 8000 ISO. More recently, I did butterfly emerging. I had all the wrong settings I was shooting in. Marbled white butterfly emerging at 20, I'll just say it again, 20,000 ISO, and it cleaned up well. If the files weren't good enough, I wouldn't be using them. So, as these conversations developed, and I got invited to become a brand ambassador, I've got 2 OM-1s, and they just do everything I want. What does the future hold for me? I've been working for 4 years on this butterfly book. I'm really excited. I've got all the UK species, many of them in flight for the first time, seen and photographed, all thanks to OM system kit. It excites me, the possibilities. I'm constantly looking at my Olympus and OM system bodies and lenses thinking, right, what can I do? I'm starting to think about slow shutter speed for butterflies. Nobody's done that yet, using flash as well, so that could be very interesting. My work as a brand ambassador is just beginning. I'm hoping there's going to be some more adventures, especially as a new kit comes out. And I'm working on a new book called My Garden Safari, which is all about garden wildlife, and then a book of moon photographs. So there's a lot to look forward to. Hopefully I stay healthy as well. Hopefully I stay mentally well. And I will just finish by saying, remember what I said, that I had this instinct that Olympus and the people who build the systems want you to take good photos. I feel there is more to it than that, and there is some great benefit to me in keeping me healthy and happy, because I'm happy when I'm out taking photos. And when I'm out in nature, that for me is a very healing thing. So I'm just going to keep doing it until I'm old and grotty and grey, and hopefully my pictures will get better and better.